Hi there, everyone. I'm just going to take a few seconds to set the link up. It might take a few moments, and then we shall begin our session on the negative motivation. Okay, let me just introduce myself. I am SN Ali Thakur. I'm just a normal person that eats, breathes, and lives. I'm just one of the public members, and I love to work on the cooperatives. Cooperative is a business model, and I like to promote it. I am one of the youth representatives of Pakistan in cooperative field, and I like to promote cooperative amongst youth as well. So that was my brief introduction. Um, we are going to discuss about what negative motivation is and how does it cater to our daily lives. This is our main topic today. So I'm just going to talk about it and let have an interactive sessions in the in this session as well. So if you have any questions, queries, or anything, you can comment on the comment box uh, for the live session, and I will be able to answer them. So let's begin our topic. Okay. So everybody knows motivation in some form or the other. It is the drive that keeps us going on any directions we wish to move forward. We are using it daily, and sometimes we do it without thinking about it. With respect to the motivation, there are two aspects, one the positive and the negative. We all know the general idea of positive motivation, that we use to encourage someone on any particular topics or certain scenarios. I'm not going to talk about the aspects of the motivation. I am going to focus my attention on the negative one. Considering the motivation aspects, one must think that this has to relate to the opposite side of the motivation, which is discouragement, which is true as its composition defines itself. And excuse me. So the negative motivation relates to all the discouragements that we can think of. It could be from our family, our friends, our classmates, our co-workers, some strangers on the road, customers. That could be a major part. So on and so forth. So I'm just going to take a quick break just to answer a few comments if there are any. I see Mumshad Ahmed Khan is online. Thank you for joining us. Those people who have just joined in, this is SN Ali Thakur, and I'm going to talk about negative motivation, what it is, and how it can affect anyone. Thank you everyone for joining in. I'm glad to have you on board. By the way, I have my own blog page which is named as SN Ali Thakur at WordPress, and you, if someone is interested to read about my blogs, they are free to read about them. Okay. coming back to our session. So we were talking about what negative motivation is and what are its aspects and how others can influence their negativity on us, and it could be an intentional. It's not necessary that their intentions were involved in it. So we are going to move with this. What we didn't know is that negative motivation can be used in a positive sense. Well, a few of us knew about it but did not choose to speak, but that's another case. Now, how can it affect us? Let's explore on that. Children have the purest form of innocence. Once a girl, which was about 6 to 10 years old, was very dull in her studies because she could not focus on any subjects in her class. When it was time for the art class, the drawing class, some would say, her teacher observed that she was extremely focused on what she was painting. Out of curiosity, her teacher approached her and asked her that what was she painting. Her innocent answer was, "I was painting God." Teacher was shocked. She informed the girl, "No one knows what he looks like." The little girl stared at her teacher with irritating expressions and said, "Just wait, let me finish it up and then you will be able to see it." The point is, we should be clear of what we are doing, what our perspectives can be, and in much of it can be different from the others. Avoid looking success factor from the other point of view. It's necessary to look at it from your own eyes and cater to those points which are necessary for your own self. Never be discouraged by your own teachers. Teachers are always there to help you, guide you, not to impose their decisions on you, because they are there for guidance, not to make you follow as a strict rule. Okay, I'm just going to take a few seconds break just to comment on the new people who have tagged in. And thank you everyone who have just joined in. This is SN Ali Thakur. I am presenting on what negative motivation is and how it could impact your daily life. So I'm just going to comment on it. I see Achilio online. Thank you for joining us, Achilio. It's nice to see so many participants coming online and liking the video. It's thank you everyone for joining in. If there are any questions, please put your questions on the comment box and I can get back to you. Mumshad Ahmed Khan is very observant in this matter. I'm just trying to look at the updates so that I could comment on them as well. I'll try my focus to on the camera as well. Thank you, Mumshad, again for pointing it out. Okay, I'm just going to get back to the next part of this negative motivation. Now, this story is of real origin, so I'm just going to tell you about how it began, what it began, how it began, and how it ended. There was a boy born on 1928 in Gujarat, India, British India. At the age of 11, his mother passed away, which caused him to care pass away because of the paralysis that she suffered for. That scar on that left her mentally ill. Now this person tried his best to help out all the mentally ill and the old people. Now, at the time of the partition, that boy moved to Karachi, and which is currently in Pakistan. His will to help the needy and the poor was extinguished due to migrations. He used to help the poor in any way he can. His initial work was a peddler. Now, what's a peddler? A peddler is a person who travels to different places to sell small goods, usually from houses to houses. That's what a peddler is. Just FYI, if someone didn't know about it. Okay, then he started selling clothes, and whenever he had time, he started collecting donations from people passing by the road. With those donations, he opened a dispensary. One dispensary became two, and then he purchased an ambulance. That ambulance became a fleet of ambulance for self-sustaining humanitarian based run organization. This boy, who served a lifetime in humanitarian purpose, became a man, got married to a nurse, had a few kids, grew old, and passed away. His name was Abdul Sattar Edi. The foundation name became Edi itself. In his whole life, he was the point of jealousy to certain Islamic clerics and political parties. Even within his community, he was criticized for wasting his life away for people who would never help him in times of his own need. This man had a billion reasons not to help anyone, and I mean anyone but himself, because all the critics and the negatively motivated people surrounded him in the society that we live in. Nevertheless, nobody was there to encourage him except for his families, but that's not true. This old and feeble man took all that critics and skepticism and turned it around by making it his fuel to progress ahead. Edi himself says he was unfused by aggressive political parties. All the mullahs claim that he is an atheist who will not allow into heaven. To which Edi replied, I will not go to paradise where these type of people go to. I will go to a paradise where the poor and miserable people are found in. That's a short story that I wanted to share with you. Okay, I'm just going to take a few minutes to comment on if there are any comments. I'm just sharing my link for my blog. If anyone is interested to read my blogs, they are most welcome. Those who have just joined in, I am SN Ali Thakur, and I'm giving a session on negative motivation, what it is, what it's all about, and how it can affect you on your daily life. It can also affect on a personal level, personal development level. So I'm just talking about what negative motivation could do and how to turn it into a positive matter. Those who have just joined in, thank you everyone for joining in. Again, I am SN Thakur. I have just posted my WordPress blog. You're most welcome to read about all the posts that you can follow on me. Okay. Now coming back to the session, let's imagine and consider that we are surrounded by the negative factors. That could be our peers, our father, our family members, our friends, our parents, name anyone. One word from them can either push us to move forward or stop where we stand. In this situation, only people with will of fire can prevail. Coming to my own personal experience, I myself have been a victim of negative bombardment. And it does make me feel terrible sometimes, but I always thought of the humans that went through the same process as I did. Those who were negatively encouraged to do something, but they did it. They are the famous personalities that we can think of. Einstein, Stephen Hawking, Bill Gates, name them, they're all there in the history. They have all been and exposed to negative motivation, but they did not give up on themselves. Anyways, my personal experience, which I'm going to discuss right now, is that this information is I have publicly announced it yet, but right now people used to ask me what part did I say to support Pakistan. I did not have anything to say to them, so I started thinking about it. I came up with the idea of using a cooperative model for transporting the students, which was highly appreciated in a university environment, which was some left in the loops of discouragement. Like I said, I'm a human, so I do get discouraged, and due to that, I lost that meaningful part to work in Pakistan. But I haven't given up. I may proceed with that. Anyways, then I came up with the idea of helping people with considering race, religion, backgrounds to help Pakistanis. I am driven by that negative aspects and use those aspects to fuel my purpose to help Pakistani brethren in any way I can. I devised a system inspired from cooperative model. Although it does not exactly follow cooperative based system, I myself with my group of friends now collect a contribution from our monthly salary or income and pool it up. That is a particular amount that we decide per month, and plan to give it to a deserving candidates that wishes to start their own business. It could be anything. They might need a tractor or a small tractor to buy and go houses to houses to cut and mow the lawn or something like that, or do a field agricultural work on their own. So this would be a beneficial thing in our perspective. I have been turned down, ridiculed, discouraged intensely at many points, but that does not stop me anymore. I now welcome their negativity and embrace them. Someone told me what defines us is how well we rise after falling. I just like to say, never give up, look for the future, and don't stop once you have decided to move on. That's well, that's about it for this session, and that is negative motivation. I hope you fill the comment box right here, right after this. If you have any questions to share or have any questions to ask, you can message me on my page, that is SN Ali Thakur official, or you can type in at the rate of AAT808 official. You might reach me there, leave a message, and I will try to reply you as soon as possible whenever I can. So if there are any questions, I might take a few. Okay, Gabriella is online. Gary, you can just click on the video and you can automatically see me. Okay, I'm just going to close in. Um, those who have just joined in, this is SN Ali Thakur. I was talking about negative motivation. How does it impact us? How can it affect us? And how can we move forward with it? So my advice to you, take that negativity, use it to fuel yourself up, fill that need to do that thing whichever you have planned. Go ahead, do it. If you have planned it correctly, it will never fail. But road to success is never straight. There are lots and lots of turns and curves on the way. So I think I'm at the end. Bless you all. Thank you for joining in, and it was a wonderful time to spend with you. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bless you all. Have a great day or evening. Good night.